Welcome back, Bobcat Nation. It's time for another Bobcat Coaches Corner. We've got head soccer coach Hope Clark with us. Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, Al.
All right, long bus trip. Just got back last night. 2-day trip. Went to North Alabama. Didn't get the result we wanted. A 2-1 loss, unfortunately, up there. But a tough ball game against a pretty tough team.
Absolutely. I mean, I think North Alabama, best team that we've seen so far, and they really tested us defensively. They were extremely fast and very good movement off the ball, and not to mention it was on turf, which we have not seen, at least in my history here at Georgia College, and so that's always an environmental factor. The ball's moving a bit quicker, and they're just used to it, and we're not. But all in all, I mean, that was a very strong opponent.
Sure, and a nationally ranked opponent earlier this year. I think they got as high as number 18 in the country, and probably will be back in that top 25 before too much longer, I imagine, because I believe they're up to 9-2, somewhere around there now.
Yeah, they're 9-2 and leading the Gulf South Conference, so I would assume that they will get themselves a bid to the national tournament.
You mentioned the turf. What type of turf was it? Was it that straight AstroTurf, or was it that field turf type of stuff that more mimics grass?
Yeah, no, it definitely mimicked grass. You got the rubber beads in it and stuff, but it's just a much faster surface. But you can wear the same cleats on it, and the ball is a bit bouncier. And then, again, just moving a bit faster on that.
Okay. Well, again, the score 2-1, though. And while you got outshot a bunch and maybe didn't get the ball control you were looking for, you haven't really been out of a game. That's the unique nature of soccer, is that, you're within a strike virtually in every loss here. Right. What does it say for the team, again, being so young, so many freshmen and newcomers and inexperienced upperclassmen? What does it say for a team that they're hanging, even when they're necessarily getting beat in the game of play?
Yeah, I would say that was the most out of a game we've been, if you look at the statistics. And all in all, I mean, for us to come out 2-1, we got the equalizer in the first half to tie it up 1-1, and then they got an early goal again off of a set piece, just some defensive marking that needs to improve. And so, if we can tweak one or two things through here, the good thing is we are in every single game. And like I said, I think this is the first game where we have really been statistically out of a game, and really we had one look and we finished it. So those are great. Those are great statistics for us. But it was a huge defensive game for us, and although we had some breakdowns and they weren't costly. So I'm proud of the girls, honestly, for where we are. And like I told them, I said, hey, guys, if we weren't so good right now, that could have been an ugly game. Could have been a very ugly game. We could have walked out of there 6-7-0. And so for that, I think, hey, we're making some great progress. And we couldn't be more prepared for Saturday's game,
Excellent. Well, let's talk about the goal you got. It was right before the end of the half, I think you had about 4 or 5 minutes left. And Erin Griffin takes her first collegiate shot. And it goes in.
Absolutely.
Talk to me a bit about how the play was set up and maybe about Erin as a player. I mean, she, I know, has some good high school pedigree and came back from an injury. This is her first action.
Absolutely. It was actually Ashley Valou had drawn a set piece for us, and I put her on it. Ashley's a great set piece taker. She's accurate. She's on frame, and she drove it low into the far corner. The keeper deflected the ball, and Erin Griffin came in with a nice little cheeky chip over the keeper, hit the inside of the post. Of course, it hit the post for us, and it did go in. And then they tried to clear it out, but unbelievable for Erin to come in. And we're just trying to get her some game minutes right now. She actually just got cleared, probably maybe a week and a half ago, and passed her fitness test on Monday afternoon, and I put her on the bus to go because Erin is quite a talented player. And I'd been tracking Erin actually from my earlier days at Auburn University Montgomery. So I'd seen her play when she was younger, and really just I love her size and her stature, and she's just a soccer junkie. She is a true soccer fan. She watches the game, reads the game, and she's a very crafty player. So I know what Erin brings to the table, and we need that. And what better time to get her kind of back into the lineup right now, trying to get her just game ready, get her a couple minutes, and that's just my plan. We wanted to get her about 10, 12 minutes each half and start building on that, because you can tell, she's been out with the ACL, and she's not as fast and stuff right now, but she's just a brilliant and very smart tactical player. So just try to get her some time and bring her in, and what a way to start your collegiate career, So I was happy about my decision to put her on the bus, and and just try to get her a couple game minutes, and it worked out well for us.
Well, and again, your coaching style, at least this year, has been to use just about every uniform you got. So, I mean, you have those multiple waves, a different lineup after halftime, and even if you aren't 100%, like Griffin's still coming back from this injury, she's not up to speed, but she can still give you a couple minutes and make an immediate impact, as
Absolutely.
you saw.
Yeah, we're just trying to get everybody as ready as possible as we get deeper into the season, and then hopefully make that postseason tournament and have everybody healthy at that point.
And then, with those game minutes behind her, perhaps, during that time frame, Erin will be a more regular player for you as well, get some more game legs going. Again, with that element, I talked with assistant coach Mary Byrne this morning, and she said that Erin had just barely gotten into the game as well. It was the first couple of minutes of her action, and go ahead and take her first collegiate shot for her first collegiate goal.
Yeah.
Just a great story in my mind.
Absolutely.
Immediate impact. Okay, so let's look forward to this weekend. We've got Columbus State coming in on Saturday, and Columbus is one of those perennial powers in the Peach Belt. The big Darth Vader of sorts. When they come rolling into town, we've always had tough games with them, but we've never beat them. Right. A couple of ties, I think, is the best we've done in our past. And talk to me about the Cougars, what they bring to the table, and what can we expect out of Bobcat Field on Saturday.
Well, I've seen Columbus play a number of times this year, and they're kind of in the same boat we are. They're rather young this year, and so they're getting some hit or miss results here and there. But it's going to be probably one of the most well-coached teams that we see each year. Jay Antlich's a very good friend of mine from back at Virginia Tech, and it's just been in the forefront as far as our coaching career and being together. So I got a lot of respect for him, and I know that it's going to be a very competitive match. But I think if any year we are even closer, this will be the year. So I think we're both in the same boat. We're having trouble scoring at certain times, and as well young. So I think it's going to be a great match actually for us on Saturday. I'm happy to have them at home though.
Yeah, I think that will make a big difference out there at 3 p.m. on Bobcat Field. Again, let's take a look, combined with that element of Columbus, as you mentioned, having some struggles. The league overall has a bit more parity than it's had in the past. As I mentioned, Columbus is a perennial power. Armstrong typically will be near the top as well. They were champions last year. What if you look at this, the way the standings are shaping out right now, everybody's beating everybody. There's really nobody rising to the top. Right. This opens up the door for, if we can get on a run, over the rest of the regular season, we'll be right in the hunt here.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think anybody's out right now. I think the conference is really up for grabs. I think the top 8 spots into the conference tournament are up for grabs right now, and so it's going to be an interesting run. A lot of us still have quite a few games. I mean, the majority of our last games here are all conference matches, so really anything can happen. And I think we're going to see a shakeup this year in the Peach Belt. We already are, so it should be interesting who comes out on top. I don't think anybody can predict it at this point, but I think some teams have really stepped up this year. Lander's been a strong run in the Peach Belt right now. North Georgia obviously is being undefeated right now, and and Armstrong. So I think we've got, there's a lot of disparity in those top teams, and I think it's really anybody's for the taking right now, and I think certainly that final 8 for the postseason is still up for grabs. So our record's not, great right now at 3-8, but I tell you what, we got a lot of soccer left to play and a lot of very important games that, if we can get a run in, we're going to have a positive end of the season.
Yep, and a couple of wins already in the conference, so some positive movement there, more than most. With that, I guess we'll look forward to this weekend. Columbus State, 3 p.m. start. If you can't get out to Bobcat Field on Saturday, check the broadcast at ustream.tv/GC Bobcats. All the links and everything will also be available at gcbobcats.com. We've got that game, and it's a big run here of conference games over the next couple of weeks, some very important games, and we need your support out there, Bobcat Nation. For Hope Clark, Al Weston, for the Bobcat Coaches Corner.